questions about anything you feel that I can give you advice, I can give you counsel, I can provide you direction, I can contribute in the little way I can in what you're doing. So if you're confused about what to do with your career, or your business is struggling, or finances, or how to make money, how to multiply money, how to be financially stable, if you can ask that, I can give one or two things from my experience. Questions about what going international, right? Questions about anything that you think I can provide advice. And of course, I like to talk about the things that you have done. I like to teach and train around the things I have achieved as a person. I have started 7 businesses in my life. 3 have failed, 4 are doing well right now. I've been able to travel and speak in 20 countries, 4 continents. I am still traveling at the moment. What else? Career-wise, I think I'm doing well in my career as a young person. Financially, I think I'm not doing bad. God has blessed me. So I can provide advice here and there. And I'm sure many of you are here because you attended the Marketplace Positioning Fellowship Program. That fellowship, we put together that fellowship for the purpose of me having a platform. You know, the fellowship is basically, it's free. It's not, but it's free. It's free. So it was just a platform for me to have an opportunity to share my knowledge to a lot of young people across Africa who desire to gain knowledge in how they can position themselves in the marketplace. So all of you are here because either you are currently in the fellowship program or you are an alumni of the program. We are currently with cohort 15. This was a press release. So you see, these are the cohort 14 fellows and all of that. So you're here because either you are part of your cohort 1, cohort 2, cohort 3, or cohort 5, wherever you are. That's why you have the privilege to be part of this. And we are so honored that many of you have gone through the program, and we have received mind-blowing testimonies. I have received testimonies of people who are able to start businesses, people who have renewed their mindset, people who have been able to start doing things on social media the right way, and they have started getting opportunities. Some people have developed the boldness, you know, to start building international careers. They were workers, but they did not see that, you know, this career that they are part of, can grow and become something powerful tomorrow. And that's the purpose of the fellowship. So at the moment, if you're here right now and you have some questions, that's the only reason we are here. If you don't ask questions, we'll stop the Zoom session and we go. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to ask you. You have gone over what? More than 10 modules, 10 courses, right? Recorded courses of mine that you have gone through, and we have not had a live session. So we're here in this live session. Do you have questions on the module? Do you have questions outside the modules that relate to your career and business? You can ask that right now. Who wants to go first? Raise up your hand and I can unmute you and you can ask your question, or you can type your question in the chat box. I will read it out, then I will provide the best possible response that I can provide. If I cannot answer your question, I will definitely refer you to maybe a platform, to somebody that I can answer your question, but God willing, I can be able to attempt all the questions to the best that I can. That will provide you the feedback and the knowledge that you need to thrive by the grace of God. All right, so anybody who wants to go first, who has a question, type in the chat box or you raise up your hand. I unmute you and you talk. I prefer people to talk because one of the most important skills in the job market is the ability to communicate. In the midst of other professionals, learning how to speak with your mouth, verbal communication is among the top-rated skills globally, anywhere in the world, okay? So I prefer, except you're in a place you cannot talk, you can text your question, but I will encourage people strongly, please learn to communicate. Yes, Ngibip, I hope I got the name right. Go ahead. Let me unmute you. Right, I see more hands coming. Yes, I've asked you to unmute yourself, accept, and then ask your question.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, every fellow of this program. Doctor, you got my name. You got my name very well.
Awesome.
I will not put on my camera, and I'm at home trying to manage the situation with the family, so it will not be very proper. Doctor, I would like to do a career checkup. In one of the models you talked about career checkup. I don't know if I have to book a session, and what does it take for me to do that? I think that is necessary for me. Thank you.
Okay, now let's do a follow-up. Why do you think that you need a career checkup? And give him, are you still there? This is a question and answer session. So stay on mute with me. Let us solve your problem. Why do you think you need a career checkup? So that we do yours now. So for those who don't know, career checkup, you're just trying to do it, just trying to check where you are right now in your career, and if you, and career checkup works for people that have a career vision or a career plan. If you are listening to me right now and you don't have a career vision or a career plan, I want to encourage you, go and draft one. Draft a 10-year career plan or a 20-year career plan, because a career checkup becomes easy when you are sure of the kind of plan that you have, because the main purpose of checkup is, are you in line with the plan? Or do you need to check up to be sure that the industry, the work you're doing right now, has a future? Because, for example, there are some jobs that some people need to transition. If they don't transition, they'll be irrelevant. For example, people who are like, let's say, if you read translation in school, now there are apps, like for me, I travel to different countries where they don't speak English, but I communicate very well. There's an app on my phone that as I speak on the app in English, the app listens and translates to the other person loud, and they in their own language, either in Chinese or in India or whatever. We don't need a human translator, right? So translators in the next couple of years, they are going to phase out. So people in that area, we need to do career transition. You see, even like accountants are going to phase out, because there are now softwares and AIs that can do accounting more efficient than many human accountants. Maybe you need to transition from being an accountant to becoming a personal finance coach, where you can talk to people, advise them on how to use their money, because robots can calculate numbers. But now human beings are needed to interpret the data for other human beings to understand and take action on the data. You see, so that's why you can also do a career checkup. It enables you to understand if you're on the right career path, if you're in the right industry, if you're going according to plan as far as your career plan or vision is concerned. And if you need to start making decisions, like, for example, do you need to go back to school and get a higher degree? A career checkup can push you to go back to school and get a bachelor's degree if you have just A levels. A career checkup can push you to go back to get an MBA or an MSc. A career checkup can push you to get a doctorate degree. A career checkup can push you to get a certification, either in a tech certification, a project management certification, or any specialized certification in the industry and the career path that you have chosen. Okay, so this is why you can do a career checkup. You can also do a career checkup if you are not comfortable with how much you are making from your career. It's not, okay, how can I make more money? What new skills can I get so that they can pay me more in my company, or I can get a better job in another company? When you do the career checkup, you now notice, oh, I need to go for training here. I need to change my mindset here. I need to do this. I need to do that. So I become more valuable in the industry and in what I do. Okay, so check all of that, and then you can now see if you need to do a career checkup. But I'll advise you, if you don't have a career plan, start from there. Draft a career plan first. Where do you want to be in your career? For example, somebody can draft their career plan and, okay, my career plan between 2020 and 2023, 24, I'll work in Cameroon. From 2025, I'll start looking for international jobs in Dubai, Singapore, America, China, France, Japan, wherever. You don't have a plan like that. Then you put it in your plan, you get your MBA or your doctorate degree by 2028, 2027. You have a plan. Or by 2030, you work with the World Bank, you work with the United Nations. No, have a plan. Just have a structured plan. It enables you now to do career checkup in a very, very easy way. Okay, good. Awesome. Let me read a question in the chat box, and I'll come to Krista, whose hand is up, and we can do that. So if you have questions, please, as I said, those who are joining now, I would prefer those who can unmute. Just raise your hand. I unmute you and then you talk. For those who are not where they can talk, you can type your question in the chat box and I answer. Please be fast. We have just 1 hour, okay? And this is your time. You know that for those, many of you are here that you have paid for one-on-one coaching with me. Sometimes it's 200,000, 300,000, depends on what you're looking at. So this is your time to ask a question. After 1 hour, the session ends. All right, good. Go Akum asks, how do we deal with a toxic workplace? For instance, you work in all honesty, but your hierarchy always feels you are cheating on them. Now, you know, this is a difficult one because it's from the hierarchy. And many a times, if the hierarchy keeps feeling like that, they also have lapses on their end. What are the lapses? It means that they have not put in policies and systems that they trust that can prevent workers from cheating. So if you are always afraid that your workers are cheating, then you, the hierarchy, you also have a problem. You need to work on your policies and systems that you have put in place that can act like boundaries. You know, it could be checkups, it could be daily checkups, weekly checkups, whatever. Because in a workplace, every employee, it should be okay when they're checking on you. It should be okay when you have a supervisor, because they are holding you accountable to respect the boundaries and to respect the policy of the organization. But if this toxicity is there and they are not doing their part to help you, the employee, to work within the boundaries and the policies, something is wrong. But on your part as the employee that is already in this kind of case, focus on being honest, focus on remaining, on being full of integrity, okay? They can suspect you for all they can, as long as your hands are clean, as long as you are honest, stay honest. Don't allow your emotions, because many a times, many people feel that they are in a toxic environment because they are allowing their emotions to control them. They are allowing their emotions to control them. You understand? So it is important for you to focus on managing your emotions and remain true to your values. What are your values? Be honest, be full of integrity, and do what is right. If they suspect you that your teaching is okay, don't let your emotions rule you. You know who you are. Between you and your God, you know that you are honest. You know that your hands are clean. Do your job diligently, okay? So that if the time comes, you are going for a better job, to a better company, to a better opportunity, you leave there, your hands are clean, and let them miss you that they missed out on a diligent, hardworking, honest employee. You get a point? But don't let your emotions cloud you and control you, all right? That's what we encourage you to do. All right, Krista, I'm unmuting you now. You can accept and then ask your question. Please, let's ask questions in the chat box, or you can raise up your hand. Yes, Krista, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
Please, so while following the course on mastering the art of visibility,
yes,
you said that on the first stage of visibility, you are working with people, your colleagues, you should start telling them about yourself, what you're doing, and your services.
Mm-hmm.
But I witnessed a situation where a lady was sharing about her business, her vision with her colleagues, and they took it to the boss. The boss called her and fired her, saying that she cannot be paying her to build such a bigger vision. So someone was advising her never to share her business or anything with her colleagues. So when I heard what you were saying, I really wanted to get a better understanding.
Good. Now, that's a very smart question. Now, in some businesses, there's something called conflict of interest. In many organizations, sometimes when you sign your contract, there'll be a clause there on conflict of interest. And some organizations are very clear that in this job, you are not supposed to do any other part-time business or job. So you need to also be very clear about that. Okay, there are still some organizations that when you do that, nothing is wrong. They encourage you. Like in my company, my staffs have the right to do their extra businesses, but I always just want it should not interfere with your full-time job. As far I know all of their extra business, and I have no problem with that. You understand? Because it is our culture. So it also depends on the culture of your organization. If your organization is they talk clearly about conflict of interest and they don't encourage you to do business openly, you need to be careful with that. But again, colleagues are just part, they are just part of that circle of people. You can talk about, it could be your friends in the community and all of that, and you can talk about your business and scale from there. But it's your responsibility to know where you're talking and the information that you're passing out and all of that. And sometimes there's nothing wrong working up to, as again, it depends. You're a worker in that organization, you know the atmosphere, you know the culture, you know who you work with. Sometimes there's nothing wrong working to your boss and just you are thinking of starting a business and you need permission. There's nothing wrong respecting hierarchy and going through due process. Okay, so again, it takes discernment, understanding, and of course, know where you are and know how to market yourself effectively. Understood?
Thank you, sir.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Yes, I need more questions. That's the last question that I've had. So any other question? Again, if you're joining now, you can ask me questions about your career, about your business, about money, about, I don't know, going international as a career person, as a business person, go ahead. Yes, Dina King, go ahead. Let me unmute you. Perfect.
Good evening, Doc.
Good evening.
All right. I'm trying to find out if you can help me. What are the procedures to start up an NGO, and how can you be able to do crowdfunding to be able to fund your project? Is it advisable to start up an NGO and crowdfund through NGOs to fund your business? Is it advisable? And how is that possible?
Let me start from there. It's totally wrong to do that. If you do that, the law catches you, you're in trouble. Let me start from your last question. Never take money meant for, there are people who do that, but the law, especially, for example, I've seen people in Cameroon that American government has left America, come and arrest and you follow them in Cameroon for taking hard-earned money. Like in America, they give you money for charity. It is for charity. People get to swim and build their houses and do private business. The day that they will discover, they will come after you. You understand? They always come after people. So don't do that. It's better when you're a worker in the NGO and the NGO pays salary, you save it, and then you can start your business. That's different. You're hard-earned money. You understand? Okay.
Yes.
Now let me start from your first question. Now, your first question, to start an NGO in Cameroon is actually very simple. All you need to do is create the, have the NGO name, have the objectives, write down the constitution and the article of association. I think it must have about, I think 10 to 15 people who will sign that they are the founding members of the NGO and all of that. You, the president, you have the vice president, treasurer, you follow all of that process. Then you take their documents with the photocopy of ID card of all these people, take it to the DO's office. I always advise people, go to the DO's office of your area and ask for there's always a sub-directorate in charge of associations and CIGs. You can ask for that person, and that person will give you the list of documents to bring. And sometimes they'll give you a sample of their documents. Where are you based?
Bamenda.
All right, so you can go to any subdivisional office in Bamenda and ask for, you can ask the office in charge of NGOs. They'll direct to the sub-director, where you can get all the information and you can do that. Then you can apply. It's very easy. When you apply, they can give you a document that they have received your documents, and then you can start operating. And then your question of crowdfunding. Now, here is the concept of NGOs that people took it wrong in Africa. Normally, NGOs are to be created by successful people. And the concept of NGOs came that you have succeeded in business, and now you are looking for a way to give back to the society. Then you now create a non-profit arm where you transfer profit from your business into that NGO, and through that NGO, you start doing charity works in the society. That is the concept of NGO. So normally, You are not supposed to start NGOs and then you are looking for money. You're supposed to have money, then start NGO and use your money to give to the society. You get the concept? That's the original concept of NGO. So if you are, that's what I always say, you cannot be a job seeker and you have an NGO. You cannot be living hand to mouth with a small job of 50,000 francs, 100,000 francs. You can barely feed yourself an NGO. You start being a nuisance, people start begging people to give funding. And now in the funding landscape, like Americans now, and American NGOs here, they don't like to give funding to new NGOs who have not done any project because they know that you're just a young person looking for a way to get money and eat. They have that data. I work with the US Embassy, I've seen things. I've done private projects with them. I've consulted with so many, so many NGOs here in the US that I want to do work in Africa. I'm present in the US and I made a couple of these NGOs. They don't trust new NGOs by young people. That's why, for example, somebody like for example, one of the largest foundations in the world is Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation of Bill Gates, right? Now, Bill Gates, look at Bill Gates' friend, Warren Buffett, gave Bill Gates billions to his foundation. Now, the purpose of crowdfunding is that you are a successful businessman and you have created a foundation. Your fellow successful business people can also give millions into your foundation. Or you are a successful worker. Let's say you work with a bank, you have paid your money from the bank as a worker with United Nations. You have to also create your own foundation. You can create your own NGO. You're not foundation and NGO are the same thing, non-profit, never government. You don't make profit. You take money and you give back to society, to the less privileged, to community projects and whatever. Okay, so that's the concept. Okay. But if you are starting an NGO from scratch and your first way to get money to do projects is to write projects, and beg for funding, is to do crowdfunding, you are already taking, many young people are doing that. That's why there are many stranded young NGO owners. Have you seen that around you? There are so many people just feel like when you register an NGO, you write projects, you get, I know who have written projects for 5 years, nobody has ever funded them. And I told one person, you will never get funding like this. If you want to get funding, one of the best ways is you need to take your personal money and execute at least 5 projects, build a track record that they can track record. That's why many people go and take pictures when they're doing NGO work, because you need track record, have a website. When you start talking about funding and nobody can see a website that has been there for a while with pictures of the work that you have done, nobody will trust you and give you their money. You think that white people know that Africans lie a lot? They know, they talk about it. So they're looking beyond just NGO, registered NGO. They're looking for track record, proven work done. What have you invested as your personal money? Then it becomes easy. See, if it is the money, people have money to give. It's just that me, I am not too into NGO work. People always reach out to me. Oh, I mean, Dr. Joybert, I have money I want to give to. There are people that live every year, a part of their income goes into non-profit activities and communities in Africa. So they'll come to me, oh, Joybert, I have this 5 million, 10 million, 2 million into projects, into this, into that, into that. Do you know who NGO that you can recommend and this, all of that? We do that. But me as a meticulous person, I only give to NGOs that I know that I see them doing work. I cannot give to a young person just starting. That's a beggar looking for money to eat and live well. That's a fact about young people. You understand? I prefer somebody who has done the work, who have gone the extra mile with their own resources. And it's the same thing for startups. If you are in a startup business, there are many young people who have ideas and looking for funding. Nobody likes to give money to an idea or to a business that you, the entrepreneur, you have not invested. You are only, no matter how small, how much of your money is inside this business that is operating. It is easier to get funding and investment for a small business that is already operating than an idea that is in your head with a business plan. So it's your responsibility to find a way to start. You need external money to scale what you're doing. You don't need external money to start what you're doing. These are hard truths that in the industry that people don't like to hear. And that's why there are many stranded people with good ideas with no money to do with it, because they're not going the extra mile to get things done that can get them funding ready or investment ready. You get my concept?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Now, but my point, I quite understand you very well. But my point was, maybe I need to really explain a little. We are looking at the possibility. We already have some charity work that we've been doing.
Okay.
We were looking at the possibility of, instead of maybe going to a community and gather widows and maybe just give them money, we could set up maybe a business or maybe a project that would be ready, that would be funding that would be aimed at empowering them, not going always and giving them money, giving them food during Christmas and so on. Then we can start up a project like a farm, where from there we can be able to train them and give them piglets and things like that and so on.
Okay, so you want to create income-generating activities for the community?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the challenge in doing that? I didn't get you now. So what's your question?
So
where does crowdfunding come into this equation?
To be able to fund, first of all, fund a particular project, that from that project, we will be able to be empowering those communities.
So you want to come together and fund a project in the community?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that works. If you want to come together, contribute money, and then form one project, it works. I mean, it's basically like cooperative, right? Or CIGs. That's what gives birth to CIGs and corporate. It can work. All you need is good accountability, good system to avoid mismanagement and increase commitments to make sure that what you want to do is achieved at the right time, and you can track the result and get the profitability, if that's what you're looking for, and the impact in the community.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, good. Any few questions before we end the session? No questions? All right, then. If there's no question, thank you, everybody, for those who asked questions. Thank you, and I hope that you had some clarity, you learned something new. And please, as I always say, many a times, if you don't take steps, you're not going to see anything happening in your life. So take the steps, push forward, and keep doing your best, okay? And one of the most important things that can increase your chances to success is your ability to improve the quality of your mindset and the quality of your skill set. Your hands cannot handle what your mind cannot create. Your hands cannot handle what your skills cannot make. So when you begin to invest in that area, it helps you. And that's why you can see Peak Performance University is a professional learning platform where you can come and create your account here, log in, and you can see there are free courses. We have free courses here, paid courses. And when you do, you get your certificate automatically. Getting certifications around professional development programs are very good because it increases your ability to compete in the job market. When you submit your CV and an employer or somebody wants to work with you, or a fellowship or a scholarship, and they see that you have certifications, it shows that you're a learning person, you are a go-getter, you're somebody who likes to grow and become better, and it ensures that you are valuable, and it builds your professional credibility. So you can find time, visit ppversity.com and come under courses. You see so many courses on business, leadership, personal development, and some are free, some are paid, very affordable. Some are less than $5, less than $10. So very affordable for anybody, no matter what you do. And you can take the courses on your laptop, on your phone, online, wherever you are, and you're good to go. Okay, so create an account, and you can also receive notifications when we publish new courses for you. All right, so invest some time, invest in yourself, and make sure that you don't remain the same, and build your value and your credibility. Okay, the world is changing very fast, and people that have the right value and command the right professional credibility will always have more opportunities than people who do not have these. All right. All right. It was good to catch up with everybody. Let's stay in the community. We always have programs like this, webinars and training sessions to make sure that you're growing consistently in your career and in your business. So stay in the community and remain active. God bless you and take care of yourself. Cheers.